Hi there, my name is Darren Sutton, and we're certainly glad you found us. This is the only show devoted to amateur baseball. This is Perfect Game Weekly, presented by Rawlings. We've got an incredible show for you this week. We'll get to know Jackson Holliday, a talented young athlete headed to Oklahoma State, where his dad is the assistant coach. His uncle is the head coach. The Holliday name, you can guess it, we will explain. Jackson Jobe will join us. The highest player taken out of the high school ranks this year in the 2021 draft. He's a member of the Detroit Tigers. We will catch up. Jace Easley, back in 2018, was a fifth-round pick out of high school. He stole, ready for this, 70 bases this year, 70 bags he stole. He'll join us on the show, and you young base runners, he'll share some of his secrets. And then we'll go to the Midwest. It's exciting for Perfect Game softball. The KC Showcase Combine. Softball is opened up for Perfect Game. We were there. We'll tell the story of Perfect Game softball. But let's get things going, and we always get things going on this show with the warm-up. And you've got to start in the postseason, in the big leagues. Kike Hernandez having an incredible run this year for the Red Sox. The 2009 Perfect Game World Showcase standout, back when he was known, of course, as Enrique, is hitting .516, 5 homers, and 1129 OPS through his first 7 games of the playoffs. It's not just with the bat, though. He's doing it with the glove as well. Against the organization who drafted him, check out this diving catch to rob Michael Brantley in Game 1 of the ALCS. Now, let's not forget that Kike, for most of his career, wasn't even an outfielder. A long way to go, but really an incredible start in 2021, and Boston may have found their little poppy, Kike Hernandez. To the Arizona Fall League, Mets number 2 prospect and 2018 National Showcase standout Brett Beatty, who, by the way, was incredible as a PG athlete, has continued to boost his stock after a productive 2021 across the high and AA levels. Doing it in the Fall League, the Salt River Raptors third baseman was 7 for 14 with a pair of doubles and a triple over 4 games in the desert in his very first week. We'll keep an eye on him and the rest of the Fall League. One of the great stories about Beatty, by the way, as he played for NEB, Northeast Baseball, out of Springwood, Texas, was for the draft, he chose to go to MLB Network and enjoy the celebration of being drafted by the Mets organization. I'll always remember being right near him when his name was called. Let's get a little bit younger. Youth ball. While we were at the WWBA World Championship in Jupiter last weekend, the freshman version of that tournament was taking place about 20 miles south in West Palm. And these kids put on a show. Check out this no doubt about it shot and bat flip from Germantown, Tennessee's Ryan Mitchell. And 17 at-bats for his Wow Factor team. The shortstop hit .588 with 2 home runs, 12 runs scored, and an insane 1682 OPS. Remember, these are freshmen. Team Alpha Prime 2025 defeated Canes Midwest 7-1 in the championship game, and they were led by tournament MVP Aiden Aguayo, the SoCal native. The 15-year-old from Whittier hit .600 in the tournament with 3 doubles, 6 walks, how about that patience, and 6 stolen bases, and a .720 on-base percentage. .720. Aguayo, by the way, this year, that was his second MVP. He's got 4 all-tournaments. La Mirada High School, where Jim Zern is his coach, and his mom a great athlete too. Mom Guadalupe, cross-country, Cal State, LA. Those freshmen, they're just getting started, and hopefully they'll make a jump to the PG All-American stage in a couple of years. Like Jackson Holliday, the number 1 player in the state of Oklahoma and the son of the baseball legend Matt Holliday, has made that successful jump, and we're expected to see him do incredible things at Oklahoma State University or in the pros. In the beautiful summertime at the Trop at Perfect Games National Showcase, we got to know the gifted athlete on his journey to the highest level.
I love playing. I like to play hard, steal bases, and make diving plays, and hit doubles and home runs. And I just enjoy playing. I'm Jackson Holliday from Stillwater, Oklahoma. I really like deep sea fishing. We did a lot of fishing when we were in Florida. I love Florida. I like to be outside, yeah. I've changed quite a bit in height and weight. I've been working out a lot. I feel like I've gotten a lot better baseball-wise. I started working out with Gage Gundy, whose dad is the football coach at Oklahoma State. It's more like off-season workouts, trying to gain weight and gain speed as well. It's a little laid back because He's laid back and I'm laid back. Kind of hold each other accountable in that department. My dad helps me with my diet. My diet's not amazing like my dad's is, but trying to gain weight and eat as much as I can. Go Sonic and get an Oreo Blast. That's my go-to. There's a lot of good advice that he's given me, yeah. Hitting-wise, it's just not try to do too much, stay inside of your ability and not try to hit home runs because that's not really my game. My game's more gap to gap. What I've had to overcome is probably a little of the mental side of hitting, like just not getting too hard on myself. Bad day for me is not a bad day for everybody else. If I'm 0 for 3 with 2 lineouts and I'm upset, I need to stop doing that, for sure. Just going up there knowing that I'm good, I've done this before, trust myself and what I've been practicing and my ability. Taking every play at one time and being prepared and just having fun, playing the game, not putting any pressure on myself to just be who I am.
The interesting thing about Dad Matt, he is a volunteer assistant at Oklahoma State. Brother Josh is the head coach. That's Uncle Josh at home. But Matt was all over the recent event at Jupiter, the World Wood Bat Association World Championship. When he wasn't watching his son play, he was in a golf cart. He was upside of a screen watching. He was scouting for Oklahoma State, not hiding with his big league stature. Incredible to see who Matt Holliday is as a dad now and a coach. When we come back, we'll get to know the secrets of a young man who stole 70. That's right, base stealing still cool. 70 stolen bases for Jace Easley, the 2018 PG alum. All of his secrets for all of you. This is Perfect Game Weekly, presented by Rawlings.
There's a new king in Queens. Francisco Lindor is headed to New York.
New York is great. It's a place where you can be whatever you want to be.
Every day I challenge myself to break down barriers.
Seeing others live their passion, it makes me push harder in all that I'm doing.
Man, that dude Lindor is fearless.
I'm always trying to push myself further as an athlete.
My style is limitless, just like my city.
Confidence, passion, commitment, style. That's Queens for ya.
We welcome you back to Perfect Game Weekly, presented by Rawlings. Let's journey back to Perfect Game's 2017 National Showcase Scouting Report. This switch hitter has a similar approach from both sides. He has good feel and balance and hits line drives to all fields. That's Jace Easley. In 2018, he went in the 5th round. This year, he had 70 stolen bases to lead all minor leaguers, and Jayce hangs out with us now on PG Weekly. Jayce, how accurate is that scouting report as we talk today?
First of all, thank you for having me. But I think I'm pretty similar. Just trying to shoot the ball everywhere where it's pitched, low line drives. But I feel like as a all-around hitter, I've gotten better and only have grown from then.
What are the challenges of a switch hitter, especially as a professional switch hitter. Your walk numbers are laughably high, so that means you have a ton of comfort as it pertains to, seeing the baseball. But what are some of the challenges that you've taken on staying a switch hitter?
Yeah, no, definitely there's going to be some challenges facing higher level of pitching, but just keeping both swings always at a good place, always being able to hit low line drives. That's more of the challenge for me because righty's always my natural side. So just not taking over so much when I'm hitting lefty with my bottom hand and making sure I'm using my top hand on both sides so I can hit that low line drive.
Do you find that being from both sides of the plate has actually helped you as it comes to plate discipline?
No, without a doubt. It's been a huge help to my plate discipline and being able to see pitches and always having that pitch come into me rather than going away. So it really helps my strike zone awareness and allowing me to be able to stay through the ball, stay through the center field.
I'd love to know how you grew as a base stealer, a base runner. You always were fast. We knew that in the perfect game world. But from year one, you lost all of last year through COVID. You didn't play anywhere, weren't able to. But I'd love to know your evolution as a base stealer.
I had a great foundation. Like growing up, I had my dad teaching me, Camaro Bartit teaching me some stuff. Being able to watch Wampier steal bases, because that's around my dad's time of playing. So watch video on that and see what he really keyed on and what he did as a base stealer just helped me evolve. But, just being able to play that full 120 games and learning the stuff that I needed to learn, the keys that I needed to learn from pitchers and catchers' times and all of that stuff really helped me evolve as a base stealer and being able to pick up on keys to know when to go, know when to shut it down. There's just like a ton of stuff that I was able to learn over 120 games that I didn't get last year.
Let's say I'm 18, I'm a senior in high school. I'm fast, right? You've seen my numbers, I run really well. But I still want to learn how to be a base stealer. Give me a few early stage pieces of advice.
Yeah, so you want to start with like situational counts. So you want to have advantage counts that the pitcher's going to most likely throw off speed because that's going to be the easiest pitch to steal on. Most likely not going to pick holding an off speed pitch as well. So and also being able to peek into the catcher's signs. That all that stuff goes into like the pre-pitch of stealing. Also figuring out as quick as you can what the pitcher's key is. Like, is he a shoulder breather? Is he a head nodder? Is he glove dropper? This trying to find out what his keys are, honestly, is just will make your life as a base stealer so much easier.
Your dad, dynamic. He had a nearly 2-decade major league career as a 30th round draft pick out of junior college in Southern California. Introduce from your eyes Damian Easley as dad, and maybe the ball player too.
Yeah. No, he's been a huge key in helping me develop as a player, as a hitter, as a person. I'm more than thankful for all he's done. Really enjoying those times of going to the field every day and being able to watch baseball. So that's really where my love for the game really started and really grew from there.
Congratulations, my friend, on what you've accomplished from your days at Warriors Baseball Academy to GBG just a little bit. Sandra Day O'Connor. This Arizonan's very proud of what you've accomplished. 70 stolen bases, man. 70. That's a crazy number, dude. Way to get after. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Gosh, loved connecting with that man. Pitchers, you hate him, don't you? You hate him. He's picking through everything you're doing. When we come back, we'll get to know a pitcher who was the highest selected out of high school. As a matter of fact, the highest high school player taken. It's Jackson Jobe out of the great state of Oklahoma. He's now a member of the Detroit Tigers. This is Perfect Game Weekly, presented by Rawlings.
Yeah. Hey, I'ma get right in my bag. Why you gonna try to get mad? I'ma zip right past. Trip on my swag. Why you trying to size me up? Yo, love.
With the third pick of the 2021 MLB Draft, the Detroit Tigers select Jackson Jobe, a right-handed pitcher from Heritage High School in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma.
Perfect Game Weekly presented by Rawlings, and I love this stop, and I love reconnecting with the talented Jackson Jobe, the pride of Oklahoma, certainly, but now they love him in the Motor City. The highest high school player taken in the draft, number 3 overall by the Detroit Tigers. Jackson spends time with us now. Hey, Jackson, it's really good to spend time with you. Thanks for spending a few minutes with us.
Yes, sir. Thank you guys for having me.
Draft night 2021, with your mom and dad there, I'm sure, with Brant and Jennifer there, but a lot of other people that you love. I'd love to know how draft night went down.
Oh, gosh. I mean, it was probably the most stressful few days I've ever had in my life. But hearing my name called, it was like a physical weight was just lifted off my body. I felt like I was just stress-free. And then, 10 days later, I got the call, and I was down there ready to go. So I'm really happy with how it all worked out, and was lucky to have my friends and family there with me. So made it a really good time.
Did you have an inkling you were going to go that high? I mean, your agent is Scott Boras. He's very proactive. We know that. But did you have an inkling that you would be able to go that high in the draft? It wasn't a shock. We've seen you work, but I think it was a shock to some.
Yeah, no, you definitely hear a lot about the high school right-handed pitchers and that whole demographic and it being a risky pick. I was confident in myself. I felt like I had a good season. Kind of did everything I could do. I knew the Tigers had some interest at pick 3, but I knew some other teams had some interest later on. So I went into it pretty blind. Usually they said you kind of have an idea as to who's going to take you the night before. But this year I guess it was different. So the night before the draft I probably got 3 hours of sleep. And but I'm happy with how it all ended up. But yeah, pretty stressful times for sure.
You took on PG National, and you were an infielder pitcher at that time, and you also then earned the right to be a PG All-American. As you look back to that unique summer, what stands out the most for you? It was really a breakthrough summer, and we know you worked hard during the pandemic when things were shut down, but what do you vividly remember about the summer of 2020? Heck, your city hosted the All-American Classic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so obviously the pandemic happened, and my season got shut down, which I was really disappointed about. But it was kind of like an extra off season for me. So I got another three and a half months to put in some work for my first tournament, which was at PG National. So I went into it super fresh. I didn't really know what to expect. I knew the All-American game. There was kind of a tryout for the All-American game, and I'd grown up watching that, so it was like a dream. So to be able to go out there and perform and then later make that team was just a dream come true, and was a lot of fun.
Yeah, you through 96 at National, through 94 as an infielder. Many were talking about what a great infielder that you could have been. D1 for sure. You threw 95 in the Classic. And then everyone started talking about that spin rate, that breaking ball. So since we have you here and you've taken the time at your workout facility, I have my baseball. No one cares what I think. But why don't you show us some of the tricks of the trade to your breaking ball, kind of the evolution of the pitch, and I guess basically said introduce us to the pitch.
Okay, yeah, so also the slider, which is pretty much the go-to. I hold it a little different. It's kind of really more of a slurve. So I grab it here like this. I kind of grip it tight with this middle finger. And then when I'm throwing it, I'm really just throwing it as hard as I can like I would my fastball. And after doing that for a year or two or however long, I just ended up getting comfortable with the grip and how it was coming out, and ended up being able to command it well, and then ended up learning it was spinning well. So that was good to see. And then I also have my curveball here, which I don't throw as much, so it's a little different. It's a slider, and then for the curveball, just move it up here and try to just get a little more on top of it and pull down with this seam. So I try to get a little more 12-6 with that one, but definitely throw my slider more, a little more confident in that one for sure.
And there once was a time when you threw a football a lot. I mean, you were a great football player. Do you think there were benefits of being that guy that threw the football that helps you be a little bit stronger, that part of your arm, for that wicked high spin rate breaking ball? Do you think it helped?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. When I first started throwing a breaking ball, I was 14 or 15, and I remember being in the backyard with my dad. I was playing a lot of football at the time, so he just told me grip it, basically like this, kind of like a football, and throw it like a football. So that's how I that's how I learned to throw it, and that was just pretty natural to me. So, I mean, yeah, I started off as a slow, kind of loopy curveball, and then I ended up getting with my pitching coach, kind of learning more about pitching and how to make pitches more effective. And that was one of the things. I guess just, let it eat, throw as hard as you can, like the fastball, because it's going to look like the fastball coming out, and that's how you get your swings and misses. So
they throw octopi on ice. They certainly celebrate the history of Motown and the big three of the auto industry, and soon they're going to celebrate you, dude, Jackson Jobe. We really appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jackson. All right, now it's time to dive in head first. It's the internet game that's taking the world by storm. It's Perfect Game's Who Am I? I was a PG All-American in 2011. I've been a Rookie of the Year, an All-Star, and the MVP of 2 different postseason series. My brother has also been an All-Star, and he hit 35 home runs this season. So, who am I? The answer when we return to Perfect Game Weekly, presented by Rollins.
It started with a simple idea: to break what the game knows, to evolve the standard. It's time to revolutionize defense. Printed in 4D for a breakthrough in technology. Ultra lightweight, resilient, form fit, game ready and pro tested. Designed for a revolution. Engineered for defense. The Rev 1X.
Custom gear is important to me because it just represents who you are. Me as a kid, I remember I used to always look up at all the big leaguers at the time and see what they would wear. You couldn't get that stuff, in the stores. So now being able to customize basically everything I wear on the field, and it's one-on-one, I think it's just something special. I worked really hard to get here, and we get to do some swag and put your own flavor onto the field and show people, who you really are. Customs are one-on-one, just like me. G-Form, made for the moment.
Perfect Game Weekly, presented by Rawlings. This was an easy one, our edition of Who Am I? If you didn't get it, probably should be a little bit ashamed of yourself. The answer is, of course, Dodgers shortstop Corey Seager, one of Jackson Holliday's favorite players, who we talked about earlier. His brother Kyle Seager, a 35 home run effort this year, nearly bringing those Mariners into the playoffs. We hope you enjoyed playing. Again, it's sweeping the web. It is Who Am I? Well, the other thing that's sweeping is softball. It's sweeping North America. The passion for the sport is evident at the Women's College World Series. It is evident with the ratings. I have the good fortune of calling Pac-12 softball on television. It is a blast to be a part of. And Perfect Game's trying to take a really giant step into the softball space with all of the same technology, leadership, and scouting that they brought starting back in 1995 in baseball. They did so at the KC Fall Showcase and Scouting Combine in Overland Park, Kansas. We were there.
I'm here to hopefully get seen by someone, and that's really exciting to me.
Perfect Game is really big into baseball, and so it's cool to see that softball gets to be a part of these cool experiences too.
Girls want to get recruited, girls want to have exposure, they want to play at a higher level, the next level, And I feel like with all of this, and if we continue to do this, I feel like it would be really good for the girls.
There's nobody else that's doing this on a large scale in baseball, and certainly not on a large scale in softball. We're actually kind of the pioneers. We can make a difference. We can change the game. We can make it so few girls fall through the cracks.
I think player identification is a really big part of what Perfect Game is trying to do, creating that aspirational model. It's about fun, too. You could see the joy on the faces of the moms and dads and coaches that took part in the Perfect Game softball event just outside of Kansas City. But it's the player page. We see it in baseball. It's that aspirational model, all the metrics gathered, PG Tech being there. It's a great way to take the softball game to the next step. And we're going to have a lot more softball content coming up over the next month or so, and we're just starting in this space. We want to thank both Jackson Jobe and Jackson Holliday for joining us, and Jace Easley, the ridiculous total of 70 stolen bases. By the way, if you like this show and you found it on syndicated television, you could find Perfect Game TV. Download the app. Just search for it on your favorite device. This is Perfect Game Weekly on Perfect Game TV, presented by Rawlings.